Welcome to another video. In this one, I'll be giving you 20 plus book recommendations, and there's also going to be a small bookshelf tour at the end. So first, let's look at nonfiction. So the first book over here is called How to Win Friends and Influence People. It's actually a very popular book, and I think there are many more by the same author. It's about speaking well and stuff. Then there's SCRUM, which is about working productively and in a way that you do more stuff in less time, and there are more books in this series, if you can call it a series. Anyway, this is the third nonfiction book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and it's basically a personal finance book. Now let's move on to fiction. So you might not know, but I love to read fiction quite a lot, and I probably read it more than nonfiction. So let's get started. This book over here is a very good book about a refugee boy who is new to the UK and about his struggles and everything. And then next we have The Greenglass House, which is an amazing book. I loved reading it and I would highly recommend it. It's a mystery sort of book. Yeah, it's really good. Now we have The Book Thief. So I'm sure many of you have heard of The Book Thief or have read it. There's also a movie, and it's about this girl in the Nazi period in Germany, and the whole story is amazing. Then we have The Clockwork Sparrow, which is a part of the Sinclair's mysteries. This is the first book by Catherine Woodfine, and it's set in the Victorian era. I have the second book and the third book as well, but the fourth book I don't have it yet. I think it's called The Midnight Peacock, and it's over there in the top right corner. Okay, so the next book is The Adventures of Lettie, Peppercorn, and it's, as you can probably infer from the name, all about adventure and discovery, and it's a great book, which I'm sure most of you will like. And then there's The Ickabog by J.K. Rowling. It's a very, very, very good book. Of course, it's fantasy, and very imaginative, very good, amazing story. I simply loved it. Okay, so after this, there's A Problematic Paradox. This is a sci-fi sort of book, I guess, by Elliot Sappingfield, and there's a second book called The Unspeakable Unknown, which I haven't read yet. There's Ophelia and the Marvellous Boy. This is another great book, and deals with supernatural sort of stuff, time, future stuff, you know, that kind of thing. It's really good. And then there's this trilogy, which is called the May Bird Trilogy, and it's about death and lots of other sort of scary things, but it's worth a read. And there are 3 books, of course, since it's a trilogy. And yeah, moving on, we have the Serafina series. There is a 4th book, a new one, a recently new one. This is the second one, and I have the 3rd one as well, but I don't have the 4th yet. It's called Serafina and the 7 Stars. Then there's The Story Thieves, which is another great book. This is about 2 friends who venture into this new sort of world, and it has a second book, which I don't have either. So finally, we have the Land of Stories series, which is written by Chris Colfer, and these books are really amazing, really worth reading, and I highly recommend them. They're about this magical, not magical, like fairy tale sort of world. As you can see from the map, it's an entirely new world, and there's a lot of adventure and mystery involved. This is book 2, by the way, the one that I'm showing you right now. As you can see, it is book 2. And the first one, I don't remember, I think it's called The Wishing Well or The Wishing Spell. And there are many more books in the series as well. Okay, so moving on to my small bookshelf tour. This is basically the bookshelf which holds all of my books, except a few which are in the other bookshelf. So let's just start with this compartment. By the way, I recorded this with my audio, but there was a lot of background noise, so I'm doing a voiceover. Now these are 3 books which are part of a very huge series written by Helen Moss. They're very good. I don't remember the name of the series, I read these long ago. Then this is of course The Land of Stories, which I showed you just moments ago. And then above are those books which I also showed you previously, and then there's Secret 7 here for some reason. Okay, so this is just a short clip to show you the Enid Blyton books that I have. These are, I think, all of them, and They used to be my favorite. As you can see, Famous 5, Mallory Towers, St. Clair's, more Famous 5. Ignore that. And then at the back you have The Naughtiest Girl and the Family series, and there we have those books which have short stories in them. They were like the favorites for almost everyone in 4th, 5th, 6th grade. Anyway, so this is where that Secret 7 book is going to go, and yeah. So we're back to my main bookshelf, and as you can see over here, there are some more books which I haven't shown in the book recommendations, such as the Bliss Bakery series and Malala's biography. Oh my god, I keep mixing them up. Anyway, then there is David Walliams' Awful Auntie. I don't really like it. I don't know, I don't usually like David Walliams' books. Then there's of course the, what's it called, Narnia's first book, and then The Cupcake Cousins, which is another great series, but they're not from like my top recommendations, which is why I didn't include them. Then over here is this really small sort of book about the drive to the bay. It's about somebody who steals something and somebody else gets framed. We actually had to read it as part of a book competition sort of thing in 6th grade. Anyway, then there's the Maze Runner series. I don't have all of the books, some are on Kindle. I'll put the pictures here, there somewhere. And yeah, then there's a 39 Clue series. Now this is a very, very huge series, which is why I did not recommend them, since you can't probably get all of them and manage to read them, even though they're very interesting, but you just get annoyed because you can't get your hands on all of them. And then there's Nancy Drew series. These are the Nancy Drew diaries. Then we have The Alchemist, which is by Paulo, I can't pronounce the rest of the name. So it was a nice book, it was okay, but yeah, it was okay, I'm not gonna say more. Then these are the rest. Lord of the Rings, I think everyone knows. Mr. Lemoncell's Library is this puzzle sort of thing, mostly for children. Then Problematic Paradox you've seen, and then here is Of Mice and Men, which is giving me bad memories about IGCSE. As you can see over here, I have these markers for the first, second, third chapter, even though they're not chapters, but whatever. We're just going to keep this back. So this is the small final compartment now. Adventures of Lettie Peppercorn, I showed you this. Then there's Will Wilder, The Relic of Perilous Falls. It's an okay book, it's not bad. Book Thief, Greenglass House. Oh, Remarkable, I forgot to include Remarkable, and anyway, I'll show it to you right now. It's a great book as well. It's a single book, not a series, and it's very good. It's about like finding, you know, what you're good at sort of thing. Anyway, I couldn't put this back. Yeah. So the other two books are just the same ones I showed you. And finally, at the top, we have the Harry Potter / J.K. Rowling section. This is the entire Harry Potter series. The first book is on the top, actually. As you can see, The Chamber of Secrets is inside the box. It's on the top because after reading these books, they sort of got a bit fat and all of them don't fit in the box. As you can see, they're a bit faded also, because I got them 8 years ago. And this is the new illustrated version of the first book, Sorcerer's Stone, as they say in America, and it's amazing. The illustrations are very beautiful, and it's just so nice to read the story with the illustrations. This is just a small sneak peek. Dudley, Harry at the zoo thing, snake area. Oh, and then we have The Fantastic Beasts, both screenplays, which have movies, and yeah, next to that, oh, okay, this is not supposed to be here. To Kill a Mockingbird, I'm just gonna keep it somewhere. Okay, it's not fitting here. Oh, okay, I'll just keep it later. Yeah, then we have the Hogwarts library thingy, this 3-book collection. I don't know if you can call it a trilogy, but yeah, these are great companion books, and yeah, I love this red thing, red cover, that's why I'm showing it. And then finally we have the Ickabog, which I just showed you previously in this video. And that's my small bookshelf tour, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you also get inspired to read some books. That's the end.